Hola chicos, soy señorita Schaefer y hoy vamos a hablar de telling time. This is one of the A ver si recuerdas, the review section at the beginning of capítulo 3A. So hopefully most of this will be review for you, but we haven't done it in a while, so we'll just go ahead and check it out one more time. This is on página 127 in your libros de texto. Look at that Spanglish. Our question for today is, how do I tell, and let's put in and ask, what time it is in Spanish? Please go ahead and write this at the top of your notes and then leave a little bit of room for your answer. Once again, this will make it easy for you to study when you go back and look, because it'll be right at the top of your notes, both what the notes are about and then what the answer is to it. Alright, as I said, today we're going to talk about telling time. I put a bunch of Senior Jordan videos on Moodle. If you guys want to go check those out, there are a couple about telling time and then a couple to give you some practice doing that, just to make sure that you're getting it. But we'll go ahead through it more quickly here together. To ask about and tell the time of the day, you'll usually use these phrases right here. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? Means literally, what time is it? And that translates directly. ¿Qué is what? Hora is either time or hour. So you're kind of asking like, what hour is it? And then es is it. ¿Qué hora es? And then you can answer in two ways. You can answer with es la una or son las and then whatever number you want. If it's 1 o'clock, it has to be singular. So we use es because 1 is a singular time. It's just 1 hour. If it's anything else, anything plural, then we'll use son las because it's plural. Son las 5, it's 5 hours. When you tell at what time something happens, you use a. So for example, ¿a qué hora es el concierto? A las 8. At what time is the concert? At 8. So just again to point this out, because sometimes I think we can get a little bit lost in it, to tell what time it is, you use es and son. This makes sense because these are forms of the verb ser. And ser means to be. To say at what time something happens, you use a. Part 3. When talking about time after the hour, you use y to express the time. Remember, this is up until 30 after because the Spanish round their numbers. So for example, 1:10, we would say es la 1:10 and 10 minutes. 3:15, son las 3:15. We're saying it's 3 1/4. Or you could say 3:15, 3 and 15. 25, la clase empieza a las 6:25 and 25 minutes. And then lastly, generalmente me acuesto a las 10:30. Usually, I go to bed at 10:30, 10 and half. So the two words that I want you to look out for here that go with time are cuarto. Cuarto means a quarter. And then media. Media means half. So we use those for 15 minutes and 30 minutes. So we did points 1, 2, 3, and we'll do 2 more. Número 4. When talking about time before the hour, there are several expressions commonly used. So the one that we learned that's probably the most natural is to use menos. This is like saying it's quarter till in English. So they would say son las 10 menos 20. It's 10 o'clock minus 20 minutes. So that's 9:40 is how they're saying that there. Another way that you could say it is son las 9:40. It's 9 and 40 minutes. The last way, and this is new to you guys, is faltan 20 para las 10. This is a little bit less common, but it's good that you can recognize it. Faltan means like it's lacking. You guys learned this in Me falta la sal, like I'm lacking salt in the restaurant chapter in Spanish 1. So faltan 20 para las 10 would be it's lacking 20 minutes to be 10 o'clock. Like I said, this first one is probably the most commonly used. The last thing that I want to talk about is several words and expressions that you guys know for telling the time of day. So please make sure that these are in your notes. We have de la mañana, means in the morning. That's how you would say a.m. De la tarde is in the afternoon or p.m. That'd usually be around 12 o'clock to maybe 4 or 5. De la noche is in the evening. Usually it's kind of easy to say this would be after dinner, maybe 5 or 6 o'clock on. And then 3 others. We kind of finished that first category. In our other category, we have temprano, means early. Tarde means late, like a tardy slip. And a tiempo means on time. This is the only slide that we'll be working off of today, so if you need to write any of this down before you move on to the last slide, please feel free to do that. Once again, if you have any issues with this, or you're like, I think I get it, but I'm not sure, do check out those videos on Moodle. Try the practice, try the videos if you still need some help understanding, and hopefully those can really clarify for you. So our big question today was, how do I tell what time it is in Spanish? There's a couple things that I want to talk about. First of all, we had ¿qué hora es? Or ¿qué? And then you could answer with ¿es la una? Or son las whatever. And remember, this means what time is it? And it is 1 o'clock, or it is a time later than that. The other thing that we learned about is ¿a qué hora es? ¿A qué hora? And then whatever. And then a la or a las. ¿A qué hora is at what time? And then you have at la, this clearly would be for 1 o'clock, the singular, a la una, or a las, and whatever other number. Beyond that, I'm going to ask you to please write down whatever stuck out to you. Remember that E is how we say things after the hour, and menos is how we say things before the hour. And then do make sure that you have those several phrases written down for yourself. De la mañana, de la tarde, de la noche, and then temprano, tarde, and a tiempo. Chicos, gracias por escuchar hoy y nos vemos. If you have any preguntas, please go ahead and write those down on your sheet so that you can remember to ask them when you see me next. Adiós.